Just how much of a blow is this shutdown for you?
Oh, it's absolutely devastating. I mean, in Victoria, time and time again, we see the same outcome. You know, a case escapes into the community, a gold standard contact tracing system is overwhelmed and it fails, and our small business owners and all of our poor employees, we're the ones, we pay the price of the lockdown. You know, us business owners, we have substantial overheads to cover, and we can't afford to have businesses closed, and we keep paying bills with zero income. And this current lockdown, if it extends beyond 7 days, will take it to over 200 days of closures for my businesses across 4 lockdowns. Billions of dollars will be wiped off the Victorian economy. Businesses that were just starting to recover as restrictions eased, many of them again will be pushed to the brink, and some will collapse and go under. You know, in the CBD, it's been hit particularly hard. Today, I look outside and the streets are empty. Construction, manufacturing, they can get up today and go to work and continue as per normal. Many other industries, they can operate from home. Hospitality, tourism, and many other industries, we cannot work from home. We are completely shuttered. You know, all these businesses need to be compensated for immediately for the losses that they will suffer by the failure of the Victorian government to protect the state. How do we pay our staff? How do they put food on the table this week? You know, the last lockdown, lockdown number 3, it took the state government nearly 4 weeks to give us a measly sum of $3,000. Now, I'm just a small to medium-sized mum and dad business, and the last 5-day lockdown cost me $150,000. So what is $3,000 meant to compensate? You know, it's integral that I survive so I can provide employment for nearly 100 local Victorians. It's just dire.
So what are you going to do, Luke?
I mean, me, financially, you know, I'm okay, but I've been fielding calls all of yesterday and already this morning from business owners that aren't. They live week to week. You know, you can't tell me this. The government have used a template to close us down again for the 4th time. Why did they not put some time and effort into compensation so that when they announce the measures of what the lockdown is going to be, which, let's be honest, they already had in place, ready to go, why not have they given equal consideration to the casualised workforce, to all of our employees, our full-timers, our part-timers? The Labor government, they're meant to stand for the workers, but they've failed the workers. And so it's on people like me. I've committed to pay as many of my staff as I can possibly afford to do. And I'm just praying that this does not extend beyond 7 days, because you have full bills. I've thrown out food now at a level that is just astronomical. I couldn't put a figure on it, but after 4 lockdowns, it will probably reach 6 figures. And people don't understand that, you know, the last lockdown we brought in OzHarvest. You know, OzHarvest and a lot of the charities, they only want food that are whole products. The minute that you've prepared something, marinated some meat or chopped some onions, that they can't take that product. So you've paid the chefs to prepare the food for a 4th time, and that food over the coming days will end up going into the rubbish bin. It's diabolical.
Sorry, Luke. You don't have JobKeeper this time as well either. That must be a bit harder to take.
There's nothing, no JobKeeper, no rent assistance, no mortgage freezers, no nothing. And, you know, I'm getting calls from so many owners. You know, I'm part of a group online, and some of them are in a really, really bad way. They do literally survive week to week. They rely on this week's revenue to order in produce for next week and just keep it rolling.
The state the state government says it's going to announce an assistance package today. It's going to total about $200 million. The federal government says it can't because it doesn't want to set a precedent for future lockdowns. But what do you hope, or what do you need that assistance package to contain?
Look, it's not a one-size-fits-all approach. The priority here are the staff. They need money. At a minimum, perhaps some JobKeeper type payment from the state government. They're the priority. So many of them have left the industry. I traded 7 days a week, all of my businesses, prior to all of the lockdowns. Now I'm 5 days a week, and I'm barely 5 days a week because there are no staff. And the last thing we need now is especially our casual workers sitting at home today wondering, how are we going to afford to put food on the table, and have them just jump across to another industry, which is just continually happening. And so we can't even get the doors back open when we do get to open. One of my businesses was delayed after the second lockdown. 5 extra weeks I had to stay shut for. I only had enough staff left to operate one of my businesses.
There's blame shifting everywhere going on with this latest one too, Luke. Your state government's blaming the federal government, blaming the South Australian government as well for the original leak. The federal government, well, it's kind of staying quiet when it comes to that at this stage, but there has also been some suggestions that some business owners as well have got to take a share of the blame because the QR codes haven't been activated or people haven't been registering when they enter premises and enter businesses. Have you seen much evidence of that?
Look, you look at it this way. All of us have spent time travelling interstate. South Australia, Queensland, New South Wales, gold standard, the true gold standard. They are so diligent. They've had one system. The Victorian state government's taken all of this time until now to implement the one system. So it's been a dog's breakfast. There's been several different systems across the entire business community and nothing has aligned. And yet we just don't learn our lessons. I've used the government system from the moment they said it needs to be used. And, you know, in my businesses, you know, I haven't witnessed, I guess, negligence on customers' behalf, but you're not standing there over their shoulder just ensuring that they're logging in. You know, you leave it to them, but they have to scan the codes. It's codes at the front door. We've sacrificed taking tables out of circulation, so you have to walk around it to get into the venues. It's printed on the menus. There's only so much you can do. You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink.